what are you working on nowadays? I know you had mentioned about the script. Are you still making music? Are you producing? Do you got a record label? Are
Yes,
you signing
yes,
artists? Or what's up?
yes. I got Getting Brains Entertainment, man. I got an artist out now called, his name is Hellvel, and he's super dope, man. Hellvel. You know what I'm saying? Go check him out on YouTube, man. His numbers is where it need to be and everything, man. What I love about him is that he tells his story. He comes from the streets, but he technically can rap. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, a lot of artists, to me, don't understand that when I was coming up, it was the thing called biting. And if you was a biter, you was looked down upon. People didn't even rock with you if you was a biter. If you did something that anybody else did, you wasn't respected. So we was challenged to go in the studio and be different. Because if you wasn't different, you wasn't even live. Like now, all of these kids, I love the music today, but they all do the auto tune. Everybody, when we had the auto tune, we had Roger. When we had Roger left, we had T-Pain. We didn't have a music industry full of Rogers. We didn't have a music industry full of T-Pains. You feel
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We wanted to be different. So I challenge all of my artists to be different. And I also give them a realistic goal. You know what I'm saying? A lot of artists get into this game now and they're caught up in trying to, they don't have the money to put themselves where they really want to be, so they'll never make the money. It's like big bang, take little bang. You got to have enough money to get these million sales and all this stuff that you want. So what I teach my artists is the realistic goals. You know what I'm saying? First, let's make what the construction worker living next door make. Let's make that money first, because a lot of people skip that money trying to make the big money. So I teach my artists. I don't put them up under me. I make my artists partners. I show them how to start their own companies. They put their music out up under their own companies, their own LLCs. I teach them how to, be independent. I don't want people up under me. I want companies up under me. You know what I'm saying? I want future leaders. You know what I'm saying? It's about future leaders, man. And that's what I'm on, man. And I got a kids album about to come out. Super dope. I got another group called My Boys. It's a kids album teaching all of the primary things from colors to numbers, the
Wow.
date, all that. We doing the whole nine, man. So it's a beautiful album. It took me a year to actually get this project done, and I'm happy that it's done. We actually completing it Sunday, so that'll be out here. I'm also working on, my projects. I'm doing some things on the MC Brainz side just because I feel that as adults we don't have any hip hop for us. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna, do some grown shit. It's gonna be nice, live band type hookup. You know what I'm saying? Cigars and cognac type
Mhm.
hookup.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you because, like you say, you giving these artists some sort of game because it seems like even going back to like James Brown or Billie Holiday or the Temptations. Not saying them artists specifically, but back then they'd be like, well, we didn't get paid right, or the record label cheated us, or they didn't give us this or that. But even fast forward, I think maybe even Meek Mill came out and he was like, this label didn't pay me. It's like, why do we still go through that 50 years later? It's like we sharecropping, we doing all of this work. But
I've been through that. I've been
yeah,
through that. I've been through that. That's why I don't want my artists to go through that. I don't want nobody to think about me the way I think about some of the people that did things to me in this music industry.
man,
I don't want them. I don't want them to look at me that way. You know what I'm saying? So it's just about game for me. You know what I'm saying? If you can't call yourself a king if you ain't giving back, you can't complain about the music or the status of where music is at or anything if you ain't giving back, if you ain't involved or trying to do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And these kids is dope, man. These kids is super dope. I just wish that they, cared about, originality, because that's what we had. We was able to go to DOS Effects. If we didn't want no DOS Effects, we can go to some Poor Righteous Teacher. If we didn't want no Poor Righteous Teacher, we can go to some NWA. If we didn't want no NW, I can keep going on and on of all the artists that I named was completely different than each other. But that's the only thing that I want these youngsters to do now. Challenge themselves to be different.
Yeah, man, you right. You right. Because I mean, because when I listen to the, I don't listen to the radio, but when I do, it sounds like it's the same song, the same hook, the same beat, the same rhythm. But like you say, like, or even when I was listening to it, you may have had Wu Tang, you might have had Bone, you might have had Outkast. They sound completely different. They beats was different, you know, and they
Yeah,
subject matter was different. But like
yeah,
everybody talk about the same stuff. So
yeah.
you right, man.
Yeah.
You right.
You was called a biter, and we did not want to be called a biter. So I give all my artists the same 1-2, just like that today, man. Keep it, keep it all the way true. And then I always any interview conversation that I have when I'm talking about music, I don't never leave them out, man. My dog MC Breed, rest in peace. If it wasn't for MC Breed, man, I would not know anything about how to be an independent artist. You feel what I'm saying? I came from Motown, and when my Motown ride was over, Reed visited Cleveland, and I never met him, but he saw me at a club, and he was like, "Yo, MC Brainz." He was like just extra excited, and I'm like, "Yo," and I'm kind of mellowed out at this point. I'm not really excited, too much excitement, kind of mellowed out. And he was like, "Dude, what are you doing now?" I was like, "Shit, chilling, man. Just still doing my thing a little bit in the studio and all that kind of stuff." He said, "Man, do you know who you is?" I guess I was too humble for him. He said, "Man, do you know who you is?" He was like, "Man, one of your records sold more than all 5 of my records." He said, "Do you know you?" I'm like, "Okay, cool." He was like, "Well, man, can you come to Atlanta?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can come to Atlanta." He said, "Can you come to Atlanta and stay?" I said, "You know what? I come." He let me come to Atlanta, stay with him and his wife and his kids. Didn't know me from Adam, bro.
Man.
Let me stay with his wife and children. Took me down in the basement where Jazzy Faye was at. Jazzy Faye, Jazzy Faye is a huge producer.
Oh
He,
yeah.
he, he wasn't huge then though. And I went down in that basement. I made 4 records with Jazzy Faye. You know what I'm saying? Before Jazzy Faye even got big, we were some of Jazzy Faye's first checks. You know what I'm saying? And when I got those records he took me to John Abbey at Ichiban Records. We did a no promo deal. Breed showed me the independent rope, and we moved like 150,000 records of that record that we did. You know what I'm saying? Breed was on it. The name of the album was called Brainwashed. And we moved a nice amount of units on that, man. But I always got to shout out Breed, man. I love my dude. My dude showed me, man, and I just gotta. He. If you remember Breed, he was the independent artist that worked with huge artists. He worked with Pac all the way down to, I mean, everybody, man. Short, everybody.
Man.
Respected Breed, so I always give Breed props on anything I'm doing, man. So I had to do that right quick.
Right. Big shout out to Breed, man. I mean, he definitely another legend that don't really get the props he deserves. Shout out to Flint. And thank you, for everything that you contributed, man. Like I say again, it's an honor. I want to thank you for coming on the platform. I want to thank the viewers for tuning in. And I'm gonna definitely check out these artists and check out the website, man. So keep
Yeah,
doing what
man.
you're doing, man. I look forward to that script coming out, that film, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. The documentary and the film, bro. So we're gonna have both. We're gonna have both of them rolling.
All right, all right. So until next time, family, peace.
Salute, bro. Hey, shout out to my management company, man. Street Lawyer all day too, man. That's who you've been communicating with. So I just wanted to shout
Man,
them too.
big shout out to them.
All
Peace.
day, man.
Yep.
Pleasure talking to you, King, man. I'm sure we'll meet
Likewise.
again.
Yep. Peace.
Salute, bro.